Welcome into another episode of the Laser Bros podcast. We're your hosts, Logan and Luke Lazarchik. Today, July 25th, 2025. It's been a long wait since our last recording. We're going to be better at being more consistent. It's here. Training camp is here. Luke, I know we're pretty excited about football. See, it kind of feels like football is, not officially back, but it's definitely getting there, to say the least.
No, yeah, it's definitely back. We had training camp back. Basketball kind of very anticlimactic ending to the season with Halliburton's Achilles, which kind of sucked. Then tennis has been good this summer. Been having fun betting on that, watching that. Sinner Alcaraz playing twice, but now
That's been pretty anticlimactic itself, though. The men's side, at least, in tennis.
I don't know. No, it hasn't. There's been two Alcaraz Sinner matches. One.
That's good, but I'm saying that's been the final. They've won the last 7.
But literally, it was one of the best matches ever in the first one.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the end product. We kind of already know what the final's going to be.
But I don't think that's anticlimactic, though. It's about those two.
Well, how is the NBA anticlimactic? It went to 7 games.
Because Halliburton tore his Achilles and it took the life out of the game. What are you talking about? I think Pacers win that game if he doesn't tear his Achilles, in my opinion. So, yes, it's anticlimactic. And he was on one. Sad, sad day.
But, yes, we will be talking about football today, specifically training camp. Training camp kicked off this week. We're about 3-4 days into teams practicing. And so we're going to be talking about some of the headlines from training camp, some of the news that has broke out training camp sub-developments from practices. So let's start with the AFC side of things. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through each division. And we're not going to necessarily touch base on every team. Some teams, nothing's really going on really that things out of the ordinary, or, it's just kind of bland basing on the team. So we will start with the AFC East. I think there are some interesting storylines, of course, in this division. You have the Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and the Jets. Patriots' new head coach and Mike Vrabel. The Bills, losing the AFC Championship game again to the Chiefs, and the Jets with their new quarterback situation, which they did have an injury scare earlier this week with Justin Fields. I think the two teams that I think are most interesting from this division, talk about training camp-wise, are probably the Patriots and the Jets, because the Bills, we know what they are.
Yeah, we don't need
James Cook contract's probably the biggest news out of the Bills, kind of knowing where that standoff's going to go. But let's start with the Patriots. I think the Patriots, to me, had a really good offseason, had a lot of cap space. I think arguably got the best coach on the open market in Mike Vrabel. And I think that they could be a team that kind of surprises a few people this year. And they added Stephon Diggs, Kyle Williams. Those are the two names that kind of come up to me when it comes to training camp. Stephon Diggs ahead of schedule, and Kyle Williams, based on reports, has been really good in practices this week.
No, yeah, it's all about Drake May for New England. Diggs looks healthy, so I bet he's going to – I don't know if he's going to play week 1, but I feel like he's going to play early, and then Kyle Williams has been good. And so if you can get him weapons, and they drafted Travion Henderson, who I still really like. It was like when I feel like there wasn't a running back who had their pass blocking talked about as much as Travion Henderson in a while. So that's really with them. If they can get Drake May to, take a step, which I like Drake May a ton. So I think he's going to take a step. And that's really the big thing with them. And, the defense, we're expecting good things out of defense. Is Vrabel. They made some defensive moves, made some big signings, maybe a little overpays, but still they have a nice core. I feel like if there were like a hypothetical Bills fall off in the world, who comes up, it'd be the Patriots, in my opinion. But Bills aren't going to fall off.
Yeah, and I don't want to delve too much into like those type of conversations, because we will have our division. We will be predicting each division here about probably a month or so, closer to the season, because you don't know about injuries and all that. I do think Patriots, though, I've liked what they've done this offseason. I've kind of had question marks about Stephon Diggs, how effective he's going to be, 31 years old. I think in an ideal world, I think for the Patriots, at some point, I think they would want Kyle Williams to establish himself as wide receiver 1 at some point this year, and then have Stephon Diggs as wide receiver 2. I don't think right out of the gates Diggs will be the 1. And I don't know if Kyle Williams is actually a wide receiver 1 in the league, but as the Patriots are currently constructed, he isn't. I think there's a chance that he is the number 1 receiver by week 10 or week 11.
I don't know. I think it's going to be Diggs. I wasn't a big Diggs guy, but then he was playing pretty well last year before he got hurt. I don't think they're envisioning Williams going to be the one at any point this year. He's a second-round pick. It would be – I don't think they're – I think it's Diggs. They paid Diggs money. I think he's the one, unless something insane happens. But I don't think they have any let's hope it's Kyle Williams. I think it's Diggs. And let's hope Williams is good too. And you have Demario Douglas, who works. Keyshawn Boutte, who had some moments last year. I don't think they're Williams needs to be the one. I don't see that.
Offensive line-wise, they added Will Campbell through the draft. Are there still concerns for you there? I mean, it's probably still a work in progress.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it can be average, then that's.
I mean,
I think you're happy with that. Yeah, last year's atrocious.
Let's shift over to the Jets. So they signed Justin Fields this year to a 2-year, $40 million contract. He suffered a dislocated toe yesterday and was carted off the field. Even though whenever these reporters are saying carted off, sometimes it's just a player riding on a cart. It's actually not when you see an NFL game, player actually it's just a player sitting on the cart. So the injury was not as bad as many people speculated, especially when you see Justin Fields carted off the field. I was kind of looking at their depth chart, and I don't think Justin Fields is anything special. I don't think he's a long-term starter in this league at this point. But if he did go down, I was looking at their quarterback depth chart the other day when this injury news came out.
Mm-hmm.
They have Tyrod Taylor, Adrian Martinez, and Brady Cook. So if Fields ever went down, I mean, Tyrod Taylor is definitely serviceable. Yeah, he's definitely serviceable, but
Adrian Martinez.
I mean, I think the Jets already have. I would say a bottom 5 quarterback situation this year, unless Fields just pops, which he hasn't really shown anything that he's going to, pop and break out as a superstar or anything like that. So if Fields did go down, this could be a team that ends up with, pretty high pick. And they may end up with a high pick anyways. But Justin Fields and Jets, it's an interesting development to watch this season because they signed Garrett Wilson this offseason. They signed Sauce Gardner, so they have their cornerstone players.
Yeah, I like that they did that. I thought that was smart.
But outside Garrett Wilson, I really don't like. I mean, they have Malachi Corley, who I think could be a solid 2, solid 3, but they don't really have that many pass catchers in this offense to be, kind of threat. I think they have, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, but I don't know.
Yeah, the offense isn't looking too special. I mean, their way to win games is good defense, and then Fields doesn't throw picks, and he just runs around and gets them 18, 21 points or something. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there. If they win 7 games, I'm going to be oh, they won, not the worst. So, yeah, I guess Fields has a shot. I mean, he has that connection with Garrett Wilson from college, so there's that. I actually do think Garrett Wilson has a really good year. I'm pretty big on Garrett Wilson had a really good year. I think he's great. Thought he was gonna have a good year last year. He did not. But I
mean, we saw Justin Fields when he had DJ Moore. DJ Moore had a great year, and I think Garrett Wilson's better than DJ Moore, obviously.
Yeah.
So, and they do have that report from college. So I do think Garrett Wilson can play well. The Justin Fields thing just kind of scares me. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the Pittsburgh Steelers situation last year where he played well for the first 6 games, and then who knows from there. I don't think you can necessarily trust Fields. I was also thinking about this the other day. How many wins, and I already have a number in mind. I'm curious where your thoughts are on this. How many wins do the Jets have to win or have to have for Fields to not guarantee himself the starting job in 2026, but have a pretty good standing spot in that?
8. He wins 8. I feel like they're going to give him a second go.
That's the number I had, and I think at most this is a 2-year thing with Justin Fields. I think he has to play way better than he has. So far, another contract.
Terrible.
So yeah, so I think at most it's a 2-year proposition for Fields and the Jets, and if he struggles, I think they're definitely going to be turning to the draft to address the quarterback situation, which is it's supposed to be a pretty good quarterback draft, we think.
Yeah.
Based on how many prospects should be in the draft, but who knows? Anything else from this division? If you want to touch on the Bills, Dolphins.
I mean, Bills are Bills. Dolphins, I feel like it's all going to come down after this year. I feel like everyone's saying that, though, so watch them win 10 games.
Nah.
I think everyone is
I'm
kind
not
of
on that.
predicting this downfall. I mean, I am too, but I think everyone's kind of predicting it.
Let's shift over. Let's see. I'm trying to think of divisions because I already know there's gonna be one team that we're gonna have a pretty big argument about. So I'm gonna avoid that for a little bit. Let's go to the AFC North. I think there's actually, I think this division is, has a lot of storylines as well. Bengals, obviously, their contract situations, which is a complete mess. Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, his first pass is an interception. I don't really look too deep into that. Baltimore, I mean, Baltimore's same old Ravens are going to be there at the end. And then you have the Cleveland Browns who have 4 quarterbacks starting or vying for a starting job and a backup job. So far in the Browns, it seems like Kenny Pickett has the lead on that job, and I've seen he's played well, which I don't know how much that really means, but I did see that they expect to have an answer at least after week 1 of preseason of who the starter is going to be. I saw a report on that.
To me, this division's actually pretty simple. If you go down the line, you go Baltimore, consistently great. They just need to figure out how to get over the hump. Then you go Bengals, stupid management, pass rushers, just sign your like that or trade Hendrickson.
Well, they should trade Hendrickson.
Sign your first round pick. Sign your first round pick. So that's that. The Browns. I mean, let's see if Shador plays. And then, who am I forgetting? Pittsburgh. I mean, they're going to win 9 games. I mean, I think they'll win 9 games. If they win like 6 games and Aaron Rodgers is really tarnished the end of his career, I kind of see.
Well, I think his end of his career has already been tarnished.
I know, but he has one last shot in 1 year. What if he wins 12 games and they win a playoff game? And it's like, what? Which I don't think will happen, but then that changes things a little.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Pittsburgh, I don't think much of. The Browns, I mean, I don't know how they can go into your Kenny Pickett your starter. I mean, I'd rather have Flacco starting if I was them. That's just where I stand on it. I don't think Shador is a guarantee to make the roster. I mean, I've kind of seen Dylan Gabriel's kind of been ahead of him all offseason on the depth chart. I think the main story of this division is the Bengals and their ineptitude of getting contracts done, and the fact that their ownership is just, I don't know, like Trey Hendrickson is in Florida right now. Shamar Stewart's practicing with Texas A&M. I'm a vibes person, like when I'm picking teams and all that, and Bengals right now, they may have the worst vibes in the NFL right now, just this offseason of like any team.
It's
them or
up
Dallas
there.
to me.
I don't think Dallas. I guess Jerry Jones didn't help the vibe.
Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, that's some bad vibes.
Nah, I guess that's not good vibes.
We'll talk about them later. But Bengals, to me, I mean, like in my opinion, they should finish second in this division, but I can see this kind of just this results in them finishing.
I mean,
I do think this is Zach Taylor's last year as the head coach, and I don't want to get too much into this division because we will be making predictions later in a month or so. But I do think this is potentially Zach Taylor's last year as head coach of the Bengals. And I've never thought he was that great of a head coach. I think Burrow's kind of elevated him.
Yeah, I was telling you last year about, I was telling you the Bengals had no defense. You didn't listen to me. And, I mean, that was a good prediction. But, no, it's just bad. It's like you have, like, this potential all-time quarterback in Joe Burrow, who is in this top 4 of quarterbacks in the league, and he's the least athletically gifted. He has a second least weakest arm of the 4. Obviously, his arm's not weak, but it's like he's not fast.
The top 4 guys?
Yeah, Mahomes and Allen have stronger arms than him. He has stronger arms.
No, I think he has stronger arm than Lamar, right?
Yeah, I said second weakest.
Oh, I heard weakest. Okay.
No, yeah. And then they're all fat. Is Mahomes faster than him? I don't know. Mahomes more athletic still, in my opinion. I don't know if like straight line speed. But it's like you have all this, but like he's probably the most accurate. I mean, and it's just like they give him his receivers. Means sure you sign T. Higgins. He's gonna have to score 40 a game this year. I mean, honestly, probably like fantasy football should be the second quarterback. Third, like he's gonna score 40 points a game.
I mean, it's basically what he did last year. Trey Hendrickson. So I also saw Adam Schefter reported that Hendrickson wants at least 2 years of guaranteed money, and Bengals aren't willing to get. They're just right now only willing to give up 1 year of guaranteed money.
It's just stupid.
I mean,
it's just so stupid.
I understand from the standpoint of you don't want to pay a 30, 31-year-old pass rusher. Like I wasn't a fan like TJ Watt, which we haven't really talked about Steelers, but TJ Watt, I would have traded him before the draft. But they've kind of went all in this year, which I think was also stupid. Like paying DK Metcalf $30 million a year, I wasn't too sure about that. And giving up a 2nd-round pick for him, I wasn't too sure about that. Trading Mika Fitzpatrick for Jalen Ramsey, I didn't understand it.
I actually liked that trade because you also got Jonnu.
And maybe that's why they had that. Maybe that's why they did that deal. Was if they wanted Jonnu, they'd have to, make that.
Yeah,
those players.
I'm good with that trade.
I don't know. Jalen Ramsey probably gonna play safety. That I've kind of heard stuff about that. I think he's a worse version than Mika Fitzpatrick. And then Pittsburgh, to me, they kind of went all in this year with Aaron Rodgers, which I think is, that's just disaster waiting to happen. Trying to go all in when you have Rodgers. That's what the Jets did. Kind of blew up in their face. I would have traded Watt before the draft. If I was the Bengals, I would have traded Hendrickson if you're going to be like this in contract negotiations before the draft.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
Now, I think like right now, if they tagged and traded Higgins again, or tagged him again and traded him, I think the Hendrickson deal will be done by now. But Burrow kind of advertised it to the entire sports media world that he wanted Higgins around, so the Bucs kind of got cornered in that.
You can't listen.
I don't know. It's just a tough spot because you're paying one receiver $40 million a year. The Higgins deal really is only like they can get out of it after this year. Looking at it, which Higgins has no guaranteed money in the next 2 years, which I did not understand what his agents were doing negotiating that deal. But I don't know. You're paying quarterback top of the market money. You have a receiver making $40 million a year. I get their standpoint of where they're coming from, but I think they've handled the situation poorly from the get-go.
No, yeah, I haven't liked anything the Bengals. I mean, they drafted well, but then they haven't drafted well in a couple of years, and look at it, it's a mess. And I mean, 2028, is Burrow a Bengal? I'd say no, if I had to guess. It's a mess. It's terrible. It's just
that'd be interesting. Let's move to. We have 2 more AFC divisions. Let's go to the AFC South. We have a quarterback competition in this division. We have a rookie quarterback coming in this division. Texans looking to bounce back. Jacksonville, they have Travis Hunter, traded a 1st-round pick for him. There's a lot going on in this division. I'm not sure if it's going to be worthwhile at the end. I don't know. 3 of these 4 teams may be pretty bad. Tennessee, Cam Ward's a rookie quarterback. You've seen good things out of camp. Will Levis is out for the year, having to undergo shoulder surgery. So really, everything's on Cam Ward this year. Tennessee's kind of a weird team to me because I obviously they're not that good because they had an #1 pick, but I don't think their roster really supports Cam Ward that well.
I mean, it's weird because it's the least talked about #1 quarterback pick ever. At least I can't think of a quarterback who was picked first who was less discussed.
Was Bryce Young? I guess Bryce Young was discussed.
Yeah, Bryce Young. Didn't go to a national title. Yeah, we talked about Bryce Young. There's a whole Bryce Young Stroud debate. But Cam Ward, he's just kind of there. And it's okay, he's there. But I like Cam. I don't love Cam Ward, but I like Cam Ward. I think, they have a young O-line with some talent that can support him. They have a solid running backfield. We'll see with their weapons if one of their rookies turns into something. They got a lot of young receivers, and then Calvin Ridley and Lockett. So I find them interesting, but at the same time, where I'm saying people aren't talking about enough, they also I'm not paying a ton of attention. I think Texans bounce back. That's pretty simple to me.
Texans pretty simple. Jacksonville, they got Travis Hunter, traded a future first for him. Mm-hmm. That'll be tantalizing to see how that plays out. I think there's a ton of pressure on Trevor Lawrence heading into this year.
Oh yeah,
he needs to. One, he hasn't really proven it on the field, and secondly, he's been hurt the last 2-3 years. He's dealt with injuries. So, and you have Liam Cohen as the new head coach. I think the top storyline of this division is as much as this quarterback situation may be one of the worst. Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones. We have a personal, what's the word? Kind of investment in this situation.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks aren't a nice team, unfortunately. I saw Anthony Richardson had a really good day today, but both quarterbacks in general have not been fantastic so far. It's only been 3 days, but they've not been fantastic in 3 days.
No, yeah, we'll see. I don't really care about Anthony Richardson's good day. I saw Daniel Jones pretty solid as well. I just don't think Anthony Richardson is a quarterback. I mean,
well,
could be, but
I
don't think
the
so.
thing is, like, today he had a good day, but it doesn't matter for the next practice. He's just going to be bad again.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to make really good throws, but again, I don't think that's what matters in the long run. So we'll see. I mean, I believe Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, trust me, I'm liking the Colts. Daniel Jones, it's a nice situation. Hopefully they block in the interior. They lost 2 interior linemen. They just do okay there. I think Daniel Jones could do pretty solid. We'll see what happens with the quarterback battle. And then, yeah, Jacksonville's interesting. I wonder how bad they have to be for them to move on from Trevor in some form.
Well, the thing is, they don't have the first round pick in 2026.
Okay,
so
but that doesn't
end up with really bad. I know. I don't think I think they would give him one more year after this year because he just signed a contract extension. I'm not even sure if he can move off of it. And Liam Cohen probably wants to work with him.
The Broncos moved off of Russell Wilson. You can always move off.
Russell Wilson's age. It's completely different. Russell Wilson was 33.
No, but the contract. You can get off a contract and sacrifice.
I think it's kind of different because Sean Payton came in after Russell. Like, I know.
Well, yeah, but
Liam Cohen
let's say they're 4-13 and Trevor Lawrence plays 12 games, gets hurt again, is also bad in the games he plays. I
think it's interesting. It'll definitely be legitimate conversation if that is the case.
He didn't play that much better than Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think Cleveland's in a very good spot right now for 2026. I mean, they could have. I think they could have 2 top 6, 7 picks in the next year's draft.
6, 7. Is Jacksonville really going to be that bad? I don't think so.
You just brought 4. If they're 4-13, they're.
Well, yeah, I said the worst case scenario. Yeah, if they're 4-13 near the Browns, I mean, you can have the first pick and not even be your own pick.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter worked the offense the first 2 days and the defense today. I'm expecting him to play more offense. I don't know where he's going, but I expect they gave up that much draft capital.
That's not what I think he should have been drafted for, but I think that's what Jacksonville drafted him for.
Well, yeah, but you're not gonna trade all those assets for a corner.
No, yeah,
as good as he is, a corner, you're not gonna trade that. You're gonna have.
No, that's what I'm saying. They drafted him to be a wide receiver who plays some corner.
Final division, the AFC West: Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders. Arguably the best coach division now. They added Pete Carroll to the division. Jim Harbaugh's there. Andy Reid, Sean Payton. A lot of moving parts in this division. Chiefs have signed 3 players, re-signed 3 players this offseason. Mm-hmm. Trey Smith, Nick Bolton, and George Karlaftis. I think those deals kind of, they kind of indicate that the Chiefs are good. Like Chris Jones, I think, has 2 years left on this roster because they're starting to pay all these players. They're going to pay McDuffie. That was kind of my first reaction when I saw all 3 of these deals kind of get done. Like Nick Bolton was early in the offseason because of free agency. Mm-hmm. And the other 2 players are still under contract. But getting Trey Smith done and then George Karlaftis, which I wasn't expecting a George Karlaftis contract this offseason. I wasn't necessarily expecting that. But the fact that they got – go ahead.
I was going to say I'd rather have been McDuffie. I want McDuffie signed. I
think they will get McDuffie signed.
I'm just not too sure how good Karlaftis is, so I'm a little weary on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess by the time this contract, because he still has 2 years left on his deal. He still has the 4th year and the 5th year option for the team. By the time this deal kicks in, I don't think it's going to look that bad on the defensive end market. I think it'll look not like a bargain, but it's okay, middle of the pack. You're not paying him. And you're not paying him 20 years. Yeah.
Paying him over 20 years. That's pretty. I don't know. It's a lot.
It is a lot, but I do think they get McDuffie contract done regardless.
If you can't sign McDuffie because of Karlaftis, then that's a loss.
Well, I don't think they definitely have a plan. They didn't say we're going to sign one or the other, or if we sign Karlaftis, we're going to risk not getting McDuffie. That's why I think Chris Jones has 2 years left on his. I think. I think Chris Jones' time.
It's going to be sad.
Short, yeah. And you're not going to have Kelsey next year, so that'll free up some money. Jawan Taylor you can move off his contract next offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of John Taylor, the offensive line, he's on the PUP list. So the offensive line so far in training camp has been Josh Simmons at left tackle, Kingsley Samatia, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and then Jalen Moore at right tackle. I think the Chiefs would like to have that as their starting offensive line.
No, I'm good with that.
I think Juwan Taylor, you can't really move off his contract, but we've kind of seen what Juwan Taylor is. He's the most penalized player in the league. If Jalen Moore can prove that he's just a steady right tackle and Josh Simmons comes in right away as a rookie and is a steady left tackle, I think that's a major win.
Juwan Taylor would be one of the best backup linemen in football. Now, I mean, we're not paying him like one, but he'd be like one of the best backup linemen in football, and like it's not the worst situation to have. If Simmons and Moore, if they each work out, then that's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. I have a good feeling about Simmons. I do. I have a good feeling.
I do too, because a lot of people also, if he didn't get injured, a lot of people said he would probably be the best lineman in the draft. Now, I don't know if
I think his potential is the highest. I think that was pretty consensus.
And I think at worst he's probably a top entering the draft without injuries, probably a top 3 lineman in the draft.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Simmons.
The Chiefs could have gotten Steele at 32 just because of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Rashee Rice likely to be suspended. I'm expecting. They said 2 to 4. I'm expecting more of the 4 to 5 range. And the Chiefs, the first handful of games, they have Chargers, Eagles, Giants, I think Baltimore, and then Jacksonville or the Lions. That's like their first 6 games. That's pretty tough without having Rashee Rice. But they've played without Rashee Rice basically for 13 weeks last season.
I think that's the most underrated part about the Chiefs once he returns is Rice and Worthy being a legit 1-2 duo. Like I think that I think it's been talked about, but not enough. Like that can really change things. But so that's my big thing. But in the long run, I mean, I do think it could make the division race closer. And every year they're like, oh, is this the year the Chiefs don't win the division? I mean, I do really like the Broncos. They're good, but I mean, I wouldn't be saying Chiefs are losing division, but this may be the most well-rounded team who's taking a shot at it. If Pat Bryant's
defensively they're stacked.
No, yeah, and offensively,
and Pat Bryant's been him and I don't think Troy Franklin's going to turn into anything, but him and Franklin had a really good day today. And Pat Bryant, I wasn't big on, but I did think he was. I do like Pat Bryant. In our dynasty draft, I was trying to get him, but he eventually went. We didn't really have any picks this year. But I think Pat Bryant is almost like a Cortland Sutton type. So I think they have 2 of those players. Defensively, they have Surtain, and they drafted Barron in the first round. They have Greenlaw, Halfunga, Benito, pass rusher. They have a lot of pieces on defense. I think the only question mark really is, can Bo Nix replicate what he did last year, and will teams
I just don't get
full?
Now I don't get why he won it.
Because rookie quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud, sophomore. They're sophomore slumps.
But Bo Nix has played like 80 games in college or something. Like I feel like everyone knew what he was, and he did what he. Like I feel pretty good about Bo Nix. Also, he's much faster than we all thought. I mean, I don't know why people are talking about him falling off. Now you're saying like, could he like?
I'm not saying falling off. I'm just saying, can he?
Replicate easy. He was just throwing to one guy last year with no running game. Of course he can replicate it. And now they got Dobbins and Hampton.
Yeah, so far it looks like Dobbins may actually be the starter week 1, which I was kind of shocked by.
That could change
at the same time, when you look at Sean Payton, when they drafted Kamara, initially Mark Ingram was steadily the starter, and they had Kamara playing third down.
They also have Adrian Peterson that year. I think that was Adrian.
But Adrian Peterson got phased out, I think, a little bit.
Well, yeah, but I think that was because of Kamara. I think.
But then I thought they had Mark Ingram and Kamara playing at the same time.
Well, yeah, but I think Peterson was also in that mix that one year. I feel like he was.
I feel like that was the second year. I may be wrong, but I feel like that was the second year when they added.
When Mark Ingram left?
Either that or or maybe Mark Ingram's still there. But I believe the first year it was Ingram and
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
And Kamara was kind of used as a gadget guy.
I think you're right.
I kind of see the same thing here. And Harvey, to be honest, RJ Harvey, I don't really think anybody thought of him.
Harvey.
and then he went to Denver. So now everybody's kind of on that train. I'm not too sure about Harvey, but Sean Payton likes running back, or when he identifies a running back he likes, he usually is right on them. But yeah, I was kind of shocked when I saw the report that Dobbins could be the start week 1. It's not locked in.
I don't think that really matters because it could be week 4. But I liked Harvey, and I saw him in person, and like that dude's fast. I got Hampton and Harvey mixed up for some reason because Hampton's with the Chargers and Dobbins was with the Chargers. All a bunch of and I remember everyone thinking Denver was going to draft Hampton.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like Denver's good. I think this may be, if you're going to take the Chiefs down, I think this is the right path. Good quarterback, and then everywhere else is stacked.
Well, and Denver's always kind of, at least when Chiefs have played Denver in Denver, those games have always been tough. Even when like Drew Lock was there, Case Keenum, those type of quarterbacks, they've always given the Chiefs some tough times in Denver specifically. You brought up Omari Hampton. Chargers running back room is kind of now suddenly it looks like Omari Hampton. He could be the workhorse as soon as week 1 because Najee Harris, Jim Harbaugh isn't sure when he's going to be back for training camp because of the firework injury that he suffered on July 4th. And it's not like Najee's been in the system or he really hasn't even really practiced for the Chargers. So the fact that he may miss all training camp, that's not a good sign for Najee's prospects in his backfield. I think Omari Hampton could be the clear-cut starter.
I always thought Hampton was going to just take it over anyways. Just not.
Well, I thought he was going to take over eventually, but I don't know how quickly it was going to be. I didn't have any doubts that Hampton would be the starter, but it was like, are they going to slowly bring him along and then into the starting role, or are they just going to be kind of 50-50 backfield until he kind of figures things out? But based on those reports, it kind of looks like he may just be starting right away.
Also, this is Herbert's like, if he doesn't win a playoff game this year, he has to win a playoff game this year.
Yes.
They also just need to sign Keenan Allen back and not make it complicated.
I don't know how good Keenan Allen is. He was out of shape heading into the training camp. He was 230 pounds.
I know, but him and Herbert he'd be your 3. You run the ball a lot anyways. It'd just be nice to have.
Their receiver room is very interesting. They drafted Trey Harris. We'll see about Quentin Johnson. I mean, I don't know when he's going to ever.
It's so weird because, like, you see he does well at camp, and at the same time he drops. I mean, he still drops the ball.
The thing is, training. This is why training camp, you can't read too much into it. Like, a few years ago when Rams signed Al Robinson, everyone's like, oh, my God. He looks great in training camp.
Oh, yeah. I drafted him that year.
Sky Moore was running good routes against Trent McDuffie. Everybody's like, oh, man. When you're playing 7-on-7 and there's no pass rush and the quarterback has all the time, like they extend plays too.
Well, yeah, we're doing a whole thing about training camp headlines. Right? You can't really trust
I know. No, I know. Like you can trust it a little bit, but I'm not going to read some things can be a little overrated.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Quinn Johnson, I think he's just the same player. He's going to have 3 games this year where he gets 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's going to drop a big ball in a big game. I mean, but there are moments like Puka. I remember Puka because I won Puka in Dynasty. We didn't get him. The Puka hype. I know we're not if we want to jump to the NFC, the Emeka Ibuka hype, especially with Baker.
Well, we haven't even talked about the Raiders yet.
Oh, yeah. The Raiders, geez. This division's stacked. I mean, Genti. Yeah, Gino. I mean, gosh, the Raiders are – they're
Gino and Jacoby have had a good rapport so far, and
I saw that.
He's going to be clear number 1 receiver, and then Brock Bowers will probably be the number 1. I mean, the thing is, Brock Bowers and Genti, like, arguably both can be the top player. And Brock Bowers already may be the best tight end, and Genti, by the end of the year, you could probably say may be the best running back in the entire league. So you could have 2 players at the top of their position who are a rookie and a second-year player. So Raiders offensively, I mean, Christian Wilkins got cut. I was never in love with that signing. Raiders, I really don't know how to gauge the Raiders this year. I think their win total is either 6.5 or 7.5. I would take the over. Like if it's 6.5, I'm definitely taking the over.
Oh, if it's 6.5, that's easy.
I know you're not a big schedule guy. I kind of put schedule in my.
I don't care.
They have I think they have very winnable games, and they're like a lot of winnable games in their schedule. So I think Raiders they're definitely gonna be improved. I don't think any team in this division is gonna win less than 7 games. Like I think Raiders I think win 7 or 8 games, and that may be the worst team in the division.
Probably put them at 7 wins. I'd probably put them at 7 or 8.
And it really just depends. I mean, they have Pete Carroll now, Geno Smith. They've been together, in Seattle. It's a very interesting division, but we can shift over to the NFC side of things.
Yeah, I don't fully trust the Raiders defense yet. And the offense can be good, but I don't think it's going to be like insane.
So we're going to NFC South. You brought up Egbuka. Chris Godwin apparently had a second surgery this offseason on his ankle, which I was always confused why they gave him that contract that they gave him. One, he's an older player. Second, you have Jalen McMillan, who was really solid last year. And then you take Egbuka. I was very confused. And they signed Chris Godwin before taking Egbuka, so I wonder if that's surgery they found out about. And then they drafted Egbuka. But, I don't know. The Chris Godwin thing, I would not be surprised in a year or two if Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are both out the door, and then Egbuka and McMillan are the new top two weapons in the
NFL. I honestly think Mike Evans retires a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So I don't think Mike Evans leaves, but I think Godwin could leave. I wonder, though, when they signed him, if they knew they loved Egbuka or if they even thought that they were going to get him. I just wonder.
I was thinking about that, too.
Not even connected to a second surgery. Just did they love him? If they did, Patriots offer him a ton.
Even without them knowing, let's just say we go back in time and they forget about the second surgery. This is second catastrophic injury he's had, and it's arguably worse than the first one he had, which was ACL and MCL, I believe. This one he dislocated and fractured his ankle. The bone went through the skin. I don't know what made him want to sign him back, especially he's older and he's injured again.
And you already have Mike Evans, who's older.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that. So now I believe it was it 3 years, 85 or something like that?
It was a lot. No, I thought it was more like 3 years, 70. But he's I turned down 3 years, nearly 90 from the Patriots.
Okay,
that's what I thought was the thing. Which also, if you're the Patriots, what the hell's that? Diggs maybe better.
Was that after Stephon Diggs?
No, Stephon Diggs was much later in the offseason.
Okay.
If you remember. And he was later.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Patriots went from one injured old receiver to another as their two top options. But NFC South-wise, Tampa Bay, Tristan Wirfs on the PUP list, most likely to miss the first 4 games. I think that's a major hit. Especially
I agree. That's huge.
They're playing Atlanta, who had no pass rush last year, and we'll have to see if these rookies can prove it. But they drafted 2 first-round pass rushers this year to address that problem. So Jalen Walker and Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee, James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. So their pass rush should be improved. They played the Eagles during that span as well. I don't know, that injury it's similar to the Rashee Rice, where it's not going to fully derail their season, but they may have a hiccup or two, and it could cause them to have a slow start out of the gates.
I think Tampa, I don't feel great about Tampa this year, even though it's man, I like Egbuka. I like Egbuka. Now he's getting hyped. So now
it's an old roster, too. It's a very
old team. I don't love the defense. It's I remember us thinking, wait, that Egbuka pick was shocking. Now, maybe it wouldn't have been shocking if they didn't
in Dynasty, I was very upset that – I was kind of upset where a lot of players landed in Dynasty, but yeah.
We weren't getting him anyways. But
well, we had a trade.
Well, yeah, but we even tried to, and we got told no. Yeah. But, and I love Baker, but the Wirfs injury, Godwin's probably not going to be playing week 1. Something feels off.
I don't think Godwin's going to be playing the first few weeks.
Well, yeah, and I like Atlanta. Michael Penix knows the whole thing. We'll see what Kyle Pitts hype again. I don't believe much in that, but,
I did want to try and buy low on him, but I don't know how low you'd have to buy.
You've been trying to buy low on him every year.
Hey, it'd be
we have Trey McBride. We have Trey McBride and Harold Fanning Jr., who's going to be good. But I like Atlanta. If Penix is looking good, you have Bijan, London, Mooney. Let's say Pitts is sort of sounds like he may play receiver.
Is that the best offensive arsenal in the league? If Penix hits and all those players kind of hit, not their ceiling, but they
I don't know if it's the best. But I'd still say it's just Bengals.
That's 2 weapons. And I guess you have Chase Brown's good,
Chase Brown's good, but you have the number 2 receiver at work. He's literally top 2. Then you have a top 15 guy, and you have the top 4 quarterback, and then you have a running back who was pretty dang good last year and looks like he's pretty solid. I mean, I don't think and still the Eagles. You have
True
Brown,
Eagles, yeah.
Smith,
Yeah.
Barkley, Goddard.
Barkley, yeah.
So
Okay,
I wouldn't say
number one. Okay. But top 5 is top 5 more fair?
I don't know. I'd have to really look through it. I mean, let's a little quick mini exercise. Let's see what I could find. I
don't want to talk about.
No, yeah, I'm just trying to do it quickly. I'd still argue Miami's better. And they trade Jonnu.
Ooh, I don't know if Miami's better.
I mean, Hill is probably still better than London. Waddle's still better than Mooney. Achane isn't. Are we including quarterback in this?
I mean, I said offensive arsenal, so I was talking about weapons. Personally, I think Waddle's been hurt too much for me to really believe him. Tyreek Hill, I don't know.
Wait. Minnesota's better. Minnesota's better.
I mean, Jefferson.
Detroit's better. Detroit's easily better. Chicago's better. I mean, yeah, Chicago's better. Yeah, we have 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, I guess, running back.
But if you want to talk about they haven't proven it. Like Odunze hasn't proven anything.
That's fair. You're right. But
and Luther Burden's been hurt. And I'm
Rams,
not a huge
Rams is better. Rams is better.
And Chicago has a
you're right. I'm literally saying you're right. Rams is better though. They're not top 5. I think I just named 5, right?
Yeah. By the end of the year, I think they could be in that conversation.
I don't think so. Pitts would have. I don't
like Drake London last year. I know he got like hyper targeted, but he was when Penix was at starter last year. Those final 3 games, he was averaging 14 targets a game.
If London's a top 5 receiver, so he has to. But that's like, he's not going to be better than the Rams. I mean, I don't think he's better than Puka. And then Devontae's way better.
I don't think he's better than Puka either, but Puka also deals with. He's been hurt a lot. So
yeah, but then they have Devontae, who's way better than Mooney, and let's.
All right, okay, we're gonna end up talking about all these. Let's
I thought that was interesting. It's interesting, but they're not there yet, and I'd be surprised if they got top 8. I'd have to write down top 8 probably.
All right. So we talked about Atlanta. We talked about Tampa. Those are the clear-cut 2 favorites.
I don't want to talk about the Saints.
All Saints are.
I mean, yeah, they're just first pick. We'll see if Tyler Show turns to something. That's all.
They're going to be in line to get Archie Manning's grandson at number 1.
Yes.
Archie Manning goes.
You know how I feel about Carolina or my boy Bryce Young.
Well, I know they're always a sleeper team for you. I know that much.
I know they are always a sleeper team for me, but I mean it this year. I mean it this year.
Okay, is Bryce Young?
I like Bryce Young.
I don't know if he's worth a second contract.
I think this is the year I mean, you don't need to pay him for 2 more years. You can wait.
I know. I would definitely wait. I'm not paying him.
But yeah, but I don't think.
I don't. What is?
We don't even know how good he is yet.
Okay, what's his ceiling court? Like, if you had to rank, like, when ranking quarterback.
Okay, do you think he could be better than Jalen Hurts is?
Yeah, I think he's a better processor.
Okay, so he can be a top 10 quarterback.
Well, yeah. Let's just.
But even if you don't say no, I'm not even like, oh. But even if you say Hurts isn't top 10 quarterback, which I think is kind of ridiculous to say that. He's still like 11 or 12. If you don't have him top 11, you're nuts.
No. I have him like top. Well, top of my head right now. Is he number 10? He may be 10. He's in a 10 through 12 range.
But if you think Bryce Young could be better, then Bryce Young could be a top 10 quarterback.
I never said better. I said better processor.
Oh, I thought you said he could be better.
But also Jalen Hurts has a really good weapons. I don't know what.
No, I agree. No, that's why Hurts is not top 5 because he has insane weapons. No, but I think Bryce Young could slip back half bottom top 10 at some point in his career. I mean, that's probably
what are we expecting McMillan this year?
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. I was not high on McMillan with all the character stuff.
I mean, his ceiling is Mike Evans. For me,
Mike Evans is. Let's say his ceiling is last year's Drake London.
And that's still pretty damn good too.
No, yeah, no. If McMillan hits, then you have him, the Jet, Thielen, still my boy Coker. Coker's good. So sad we had to cut him.
Luke, Coker's done. Yeah. I'm not even sure about legit.
Coker was good, man. I don't care what you say. Coker was
good, but now he's number 3. Now wait. Okay, is Coker 3 or Thielen?
I mean, he could be theoretically.
Exactly. That's my point.
The 2. We'll see how good Leggett is.
If he
played 5 less games than Leggett and had 19 less yards, 5 less games. Coker could be the 2 theoretically. I like Coker.
I think that's more of a diminishing fact on Leggett.
No, it's not great for Leggett either.
Coker.
But I also like Coker. I mean, Thielen played 10 games, 615. So Thielen's still a solid receiver. He's still so. I feel like the hope is McMillan 1, Thielen 2, Leggett 3, and then just looking.
Wait,
I mean, so I think
Coker 2.
No, I meant Thielen 2, Coker / Leggett 3 and 4. Thielen 2, McMillan 1. I think I misspoke.
Thielen's not the 2, in my opinion. And I know we just talked about Leggett, but Thielen's also 34, 35.
Okay, but we said that last year.
If he's your 2, then this price no conversation.
Thielen was on pace for over 1,000 yards, and like 8, 9 touchdowns. That's a good. He can be a 2. He could be a 2. I think he can. A low end 2, but a 2 who has. No, not exactly. You don't need studs at receiver all the time. They have a nice run game with Chuba Hubbard. They drafted 2 edge rushers right after McMillan. They drafted
So if you were Denver, would you be happy to have Thielen as your 2?
Oh yeah, that's good. Yes. Thielen at my 2 with Sutton. I mean, it's not this long-term thing, but for a single year, and then you have Pat Bryant at your 3 with Mims playing the slot. Yeah. Thielen could have had 1,000 yards last year. He played 10 games.
All right, as we said,
he's a 2 in an offense that uses like a lot of running and then all the stuff that Sean Payton does, which I'm expecting Panthers to do. Does that make more sense? He's not like the 2 in like a Bengals offense where it's like you have to throw it all the time. He's a 2 in an offense that can run.
All right. Saints, as we mentioned, not worth really talking about. I think they're probably the worst team in the league this year.
Disgusting.
Not really sure where they signed Alvin Kamara back. Yeah, they're not really worth talking about. Let's move to the NFC East. NFC has a lot of interesting things. Like
I feel the Eagles are just really good. I don't think we need to talk about them.
No, I don't either. I do think it's interesting. I think Sirianni is very, like, you call him a good coach now that he's won Super Bowl. I still don't think he's like a great coach, but he won Super Bowl. You at least have to put him in the good category, serviceable category. I do think he's very dependent on coordinators. We've kind of seen him, when he does have good coordinators, he was a play. Shane Steichen's, was it second year, first year there? I think it's his only year there. Sirianni was initially calling plays, and it was a disaster. Like, he would refuse. I don't know if you remember, they were playing the Chiefs early on in the year. I want to say it was first full year starting, and the fans were literally chanting to run the ball because they would not run the ball. I think
he's grown.
That game.
I think
he is too, but I think it's interesting to see what their offense is going to look like if he's calling plays.
And they went heavy.
The times he's had no offense coordinator, it was an utter disaster. They lost 6 straight games to close out.
God,
not last year, but the year prior.
They had a lot of picks in the draft.
No, yeah, they did.
They had 10 picks.
Dallas, Washington, Giants. Those 3 teams, I think, are more worth talking about because we already know what the Eagles are. Dallas, they got George Pickens. I didn't hate the move. I know that he's on a contract year, and it's unlikely that they keep him. If he has a good year, they're not going to be able to keep him because he'll get paid by somebody else, and they simply can't afford to pay him.
Yeah.
Especially if they pay Micah. We talked about the Micah situation earlier.
Jerry Jones is.
I know a couple years. He's
terrible.
Even when he's talking about, there's not a guarantee. Even if we sign him, there's not a guarantee. It's like he personally tries to piss off these players that are they're going.
I don't know what he's doing. And he's old.
And we had this conversation a couple years ago. I would have signed CD and Micah and let Dak walk.
I mean, you can argue that. Dak's gonna have a very good.
Well, I said that at the time too. I was saying.
Oh yeah, I know. He's gonna have a very good statistical year. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's gonna lead to a lot of wins. And also,
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fantasy football.
Yes, fantasy football. We're talking about real football right now. Dak he's very dependent on a good running game. Like when I don't have stats on me right now, but when he doesn't have a good running game, he really struggles. And the running backs are Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams and Jaden.
It somehow got worse from last year.
No, yeah. Well, Rico
I think
Daddle's not
Daddle's-
terrible, but yes,
Daddle's better than
Daddle's
them.
better than all. Yes, he is.
And they're saying that
Javonte
Jaden Blue,
has had
something with Jaden Blue's character. I didn't look fully into it, but they're not happy with how he's treated the offseason or something.
and Miles Sanders got overpaid by Carolina, got beat out. He lost his job very quickly. And then Javonte Williams, who I think, if it weren't for injuries, I think he'd be a very good running back in this league. But injuries have kind of just cost him his career. Yeah, they don't have a good running game. Defensively,
they have a good O-line. In the draft,
they have a great line.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're kind of soft. Like last year, they were getting run over despite having, and Micah Parsons got hurt last year as well. But
yeah,
they kind of get punched. If you punch the Cowboys in the mouth, they're not going to punch back.
I mean, I think their way to win games is they need Trayvon Diggs and why am I blanking on the pick six king?
Oh, Bland. They're on Bland.
They need those two to just like.
Well, apparently Diggs may not be right for the start of the season. I saw that too.
Well, yeah, that's not good. But once he's back,
Diggs, I think he's kind of a Marcus Peters type. I think.
No, yeah, but Marcus Peters was still good.
But he gambles a lot, and he gets burnt a lot.
But that's
like if he's not catching interceptions, he's not worth the time of money they pay.
But that's what I think they need. They think with how their defense. I do like Overshown. He's really good. He was good.
Well, he had a really bad injury last year too.
Yeah, but that's the problem. You don't. No, yeah, but with how their defense is going to play, I mean, Parsons still played 13 games, and they also, I mean, they had some good players, but it just was bad, even with like.
And then Brian Schottenheimer,
we'll see how the offense. I honestly think the offense is going to do pretty well, even though I think the running backs suck.
Oh, the offense I think will be.
But what I think. Bland and Diggs need to play. No, yeah. Bland and Diggs need to play an incredibly aggressive style of football, in my opinion. Just fully like go into shootouts and try to get a pick, try to get picks. That's how I think their defensive philosophy should be, is aggression. And then Micah Parsons, full aggression. Just play aggressive and hope you get some lucky bounces. All of a sudden you can win 10 games when you're maybe really a 7-win team, even though it's a Cowboys. And
yeah, they're over-under right now is a 7.5. Which I think is always interesting that,
That's the lowest. Like, everyone always picks the over and the under hits. 7.5? I mean, I don't know.
It's the lowest win total projection they've had in 20 years. I know that.
Maybe they just put Deuce Vaughn at running back and he really.
The 4'10"?
Yeah. Don't be mean to Deuce Vaughn. He's a very good college player. He's fun to watch in college.
Washington. I think Washington's had
good guy.
Yeah, I've heard good things about him. He's just 4'10". Washington.
That's rude.
Their offseason it's eerily similar to what the Texans did last offseason, which is basically go all in on offense and not really address the defense. And Houston actually had a much better defense than what Washington had this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Washington, Debo, I think that screen game will be very soft for them. I don't like it either, but they do throw a lot of screen passes, which that's kind of forte. Offensive line, I think they overpaid for Larry Tunsil trade-wise, and they'll probably pay him as well.
And when they drafted the Oregon guy,
Jack Connerly, I did like that pick. Terry McLaurin, I think that's the biggest news from training camp is his contract. It's tough for me to pay. If he wants $30 million a year, I'm sorry, I'm not paying that.
I don't think they pay him. Do you know what's wild? McLaurin's kind of overrated.
Oh, I thought this past year
he had under 1,100 yards. It was a good portion because Daniel's at 35.
Yeah, but you say there's 5 games of 100+ yards.
No, and like he had 13 touchdowns, but it's like I don't think Terry. Obviously, if the current wide receiver group was there without Jaden Daniels, without Terry and the current wide receiver group, that's not enough. But theoretically, you get a not as good. I don't think he needs Terry McLaurin. I don't think he's playing week 1. That's my bold prediction.
Well, here's the thing, because he said he doesn't want to do it. This is the last thing he would want to do. But he said he is willing to request a trade for him to get a contract done. Like I think that's what's going to happen. He is not practicing. So what? They've got to get someone in return. What I would love, it's not going to happen because it's not realistic. But we have added Mitchell on our team. I would love if Adine Mitchell It's not.
Yeah, but then the Colts have to pay 2 receivers who aren't
No,
top 20 receivers.
Well, yeah, but Pittman, I think, will be gone.
But yeah, but then
I
still
think
this year,
but
I mean,
I just don't know. It's tough to trade a player this close to season, and I don't know if you're going to get a receiver in return for him, or at least you're not going to get a receiver as at the caliber of
it
him.
had
In
to be
my
like
opinion,
Green Bay.
it would be a draft pick.
Or
Who would you
Green
want from Green
Bay.
Bay?
I don't know.
And
They're the
Green Bay's
they're a team with
Watson's
like
not
5
gonna-
receivers.
Yes, but
Jaden Reed.
they're not going to give gold. They're not giving Golden. I don't think they're going to give Reed. I don't think they'll do that.
Would you see
They
Jaden
won't
Reed have
give up.
some passive aggressive thing? How he doesn't think he's gonna get the ball a ton or something?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We have Matthew Golden.
No, I'm fine.
What's the Jaden Reed? Jaden Reed. That's the thing. They do not, and we haven't talked about NFC North yet, so I don't want to dive too much. But he had a 50% snap. Like he played 56% of snaps last year. He's not a player that's based on volume. It's very Debo-esque, where it's kind of short passes, using the run game a little bit. They're not going to pay him. I know that. I'm pretty confident in that after this year they won't pay him. But yeah, back to Terry McLaurin. It's tough for me to envision Washington trading him this close to a year when he's clearly their number one receiver. As much as we kind of think he's overrated,
Yeah,
he's clearly their number one
easily.
option, and you're not going to get a receiver of his caliber in return in a trade. You may get a receiver, but like you said, Green Bay won't trade Golden. They won't trade Jay Reed. Christian Watson's out the entire year, most likely, or at least most of the year. Dobbs is not. I think he's a very low end too. Wicks has a drop issue. And Green Bay doesn't pay receivers. They didn't even want to pay Devontae Adams. They will not pay Nick Logan in a trade.
To be fair to Terry, he was pretty good in the playoffs. He didn't get 89. Yeah. He got a touchdown all 3 games, 89 yards, 87 yards, and 51 when they lost to Philly. I mean, so he's.
I understand why he wants to get paid. I remember we had a discussion about Mike Evans, and you were saying they should pay him $30 million a year. AndIke Evans, I think, is a better player than McLaurin, obviously. But age is a key factor in these contract discussions. And
no, I think
he got close. Mike Evans got closer to $20 million a year. If you really look at the numbers, it was closer.
No,
to
yeah.
$20 million a year. So if McLaurin's,
I think Carolina should have paid him. I still think that, even though now they have McMillan, I think they should have got Mike Evans.
Oh my God.
Carolina should have signed Mike Evans.
I don't envision Mike Evans going to a division rival, especially if he wants to stay in Tampa Bay.
We say all the time, it's money, money, money.
Yes. So yeah, Terry McLaurin, that's probably the biggest news for Washington. The Giants, the last team in this division we'll talk about. Russ Wilson named the starter.
He's starting.
I think he's
6 weeks.
No, I think he's starting for 6-7 games, and then he's gonna be out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not predicting he's gonna be out of there. I'm saying at minimum he has 6 weeks.
Well, no, not like cut, but I'm saying
I'm saying he's starting at least 6 weeks. He could start every game because I don't know if Dart's ready. But I'm just saying he's playing at least 6.
The thing is, this coaching staff, they're gonna want to see what Dart will at least play 2-3 games, in my opinion, at least.
No, he probably will, but I'm just saying we'll see what happens. I think I'm not interested. I'm not that interested in the quarterback room for them, honestly. That's not the interesting story is the pass rushing. That's like they got the best front 7 in the league.
I saw a video the other day of Abdul Carter absolutely
on their
line. And the thing is, their offensive line could be a major problem. And that's not saying Abdul Carter's bad, but it's like when you see offensive linemen get pushed like that by a rookie, as good as that rookie is, it's kind of concerning. And Russell Wilson's not mobile. I think they could. I mean, pass rushing, week 3 against the Chiefs, I've kind of looked like that could be an issue for the Chiefs in that game. There's definitely Giants pass rush against.
I mean,
the offensive line, which we don't know about.
Giants may have the best defensive tackle in football. He may have passed Chris Jones. He had 9 sacks in 12 games. He may have passed Chris Jones. And he's probably always been better against the run. I mean, Brian Burns, who wasn't great last year, but still had 8.5 sacks. Thibodeau had 5.5 sacks in 12 games. How you're just throwing in the 3rd pick, who's supposed to be like a lock.
Washington Penn State, he was a stud. And I think he was hurt in that Orange Bowl game against who they play in that game? Notre Dame, I believe. I mean, he was dominant in that game. He was the main reason they actually stayed in that game.
Week 1 Washington, they're an upset alert in that game, in my opinion.
There's a few spreads in week 1 where it's like, man, it's a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
I like their pass. I don't think Giants can be good, but that pass rush is definitely going to have games where people you want to get up early so that you can run the ball.
Yes. 2 divisions left. Let's move to NFC West. We're going to save the last.
NFC North is last.
For last.
That's so good.
NFC West, Rams, 49ers, Seattle, Arizona. A lot of, Martin Harrison added some weight this offseason. Kyler, this is a make or break year in his Cardinals career.
Oh, yeah. Make or break for Kyler. I think that's kind of the whole storyline with them.
Yeah. Seattle, Sam Darnold, now there. Clint Kubiak hired as OC. The Rams, Matthew Stafford entering. He's dealing back soreness, which, that's always a topic this time of year. Stafford's never healthy entering training camp, which is always a concern in itself that he's hurt even after a full offseason.
He's going to miss 4 games this year, but then he'll be playing in playoffs.
Well, he misses 4 games.
I don't know. They're pretty good. They can go 2-2 without Stafford.
Now with Jimmy G. Then you have the 49ers, who
depends on who they play.
49ers, which it's the same old story every single year. Injuries, they're already injured now. Main issue for them, and main storyline for them so far training camp is the receiving core. Brandon Ayuk likely to start the year on PUP. He's on PUP right now. Ricky Pearsall's on the PUP list right now, even though there's been video surfacing he's probably going to be here soon. Jacob Cowling pulled a hamstring on individual drills. Demarcus Robinson, he's probably going to be suspended the first 2 games for his DUI this offseason. And then Juwan Jennings, who I think will end up being there, but he did request a trade if not given a new contract.
Well, do you know?
And then McCaffrey, healthy right now. We'll see how long it lasts. 49ers, to me, I don't know, man. And then they paid Brock Purdy this offseason. So I'm not in love with the 49ers right now. And I think the Rams clearly have a better roster right now than they do. Clearly. I don't think it's even close.
I think the Rams are better. I still do think Christian McCaffrey, let's say he plays 16 games, he misses a game. I think they're making the playoffs.
That's actually the best case scenario.
Well, yeah. Okay, best. It's not best case per se. Didn't he play? He played.
If you told me McCaffrey played all 16 games.
No, yeah. If he plays all, but my point is, if he plays all 16 games, they're making the playoffs. Like that's not even like a question in my mind. Like they're making the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd probably say so too.
He's really so good.
They have the easiest schedule in the league.
Last year we realized how good Christian McCaffrey is, and if they can get off to a good start,
there's a doubt.
They need to have a good start. They don't need to, but if they can. Again, I don't like schedule, but their week 1 win, you then play New Orleans week 2. So, okay, you win week 1, you're 2-0. I don't even care. Even though I don't like to lock things, New Orleans sucks. And then
week 1 it's at Seattle, right?
No, yeah, that's a big game.
And I think it's a tough game. Seattle is a tough.
It's obviously a tough game. It's a coin flip.
Yeah.
And Arizona's week 3, Jacksonville's week 4. It's like you have I don't like schedules, but you start off 4-0, and I don't even like looking at it, but you can.
No, 49ers for me is just injuries are big, and offensive line, they didn't really address it this offseason. They spent their 7th-round pick on a guard. If Trevor Williams ever went, and I know you can say this about any team and any player, but if Trevor Williams went down, which he did last year, that is arguably
here's
the worst offensive line in the league.
Last year they lost their star running back. They lost their O-line sucked. They lost their receivers. They lost their defensive players.
And they won 5 games.
Yeah, I know, but everything went bad. Just they're guaranteed to win 8 games, I feel like. That's a guarantee. I feel like 8 games. No, they won 6 games. And also they had the worst special teams ever. Now,
but here's the thing. That's always the thing with Kyle Shanahan. If you listen to B reports, the special teams is always bad with Kyle Shanahan.
No, Kyle Shanahan needs a overseer.
I think he has a major ego. He doesn't. Offensive line. He doesn't value offensive line. He doesn't value special teams. And so I also saw something the other day. Their corners are even despite the 49ers having no receivers really out there in practice, their corners are getting torched.
I did see Purdy was lighting it. I saw Purdy's lighting it up, which is good.
And that's not with good receiver. That's not even with star receivers on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's a pro Purdy thing. That's an anti-corner. They lost their Ford, Halfunga. That's another thing. That's another thing with 49ers.
Well, Halfunga didn't even play last year. And Travarius Ward also had that thing like he was never staying. I don't even think did he even play much
No, I'm not
last
saying
year?
that, but they have a lot of turnover on that defense side of the ball.
I
They
know,
lost
but
Draymond
I don't think
gone.
it. But it's not like they had them last year. Really, they didn't really have them last year, which is why I don't think the turnover. It's not like it's everyone's gone. It's like we kind of played with them gone. Anyways,
Yeah, but then if you want to say the same thing like, they had all these injuries, they're getting some of these players back. They're defensively,
I
they
know,
had a
but
lot of
those
injuries last
players
year,
weren't
and they're
even
not getting
playing
players back.
last year. They weren't even playing last year. So it's not like they're getting worse from last year. That's my point.
They're not getting better.
What do you mean they're getting players back? They are getting better. You get McCaffrey and Trent Williams.
I'm saying defensively.
Yeah, you got your Fred Warner's going to be theoretically healthy. Yeah, you're going to be better. And just consistency now because, I think there's a lot more than just, he's playing. There's consistency. There's mindset. The whole Travarius Ward thing's really sad. I think that's a big deal.
It's not as bad vibes last year, of course, but I still don't see good vibes right now in the offseason.
I don't know why the receiver thing, but besides the receiver thing, I don't see anything terrible. I am seeing it sounds
their
like they
corners
like.
are not good.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. They have that. What's his name's really good. He's hurt. Lenore, he's really good.
I just said that.
That's one
other than Lenore.
Well, yeah, but that's one corner.
You pick on the rest.
You play 2 or 3 corners at a time. If you have one of them's really good and someone turns out solid, you're boom.
So we talk about the Rams. We talk about the Niners. Seattle.
I didn't get to say with the Niners. You kept interrupting me when I kept trying to make this point 7 times. I think they really like Jordan Watkins, their 4th rounder. I've been seeing that receiver from Ole Miss. Just want to say that. Kept interrupting me.
Seattle. Where do you stand? Obviously, Sam Darnold, his development with Clint Kubiak is the biggest storyline for them this offseason during the training camp. We'll see how that plays out. They're one of the toughest teams to gauge, at least for me.
I don't love them. I don't love them because
I'm not saying they're going to be really good, but I don't. I think their range is 7 to 9 wins. That's kind of what I see.
I just don't love them because I think Geno Smith. I mean, I think he's honestly Sam Darnold. How he ended the year that really stuck with me. I don't know how good Sam Darnold is. He was with the best situation in football, and they just don't have stars. I was saying this last year. Who's their best player?
Any side of the ball.
Yeah, best player on the team.
If Kenneth Walker could stay, which I know health-wise,
Kenneth Walker
stay healthy. If Kenneth Walker stay healthy, he's been proven to be very good when he's healthy. Now,
but is he a top 10 running back, even healthy?
Okay, so who thinks the best player? Leonard Williams?
It's Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams
or Devon
probably the best player.
They do have some nice talent on defense.
Well, yeah, but it's not like Witherspoon's turned into this stud. He's good. He's not the stud. He could get better. But
I think JSN could be the best player. We could look at him as best player.
JSN is not a top 10. I don't think they have a top 10 player at a position outside of Lawrence. Yeah, not Lawrence. Williams.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a top 10 player anywhere else. It's I like JSN a lot. I don't know. They don't have stars. They don't have stars, and I know that doesn't mean everything. But then your quarterback, I don't trust Sam Darnold. I just don't.
No, I don't. And he's not. He's definitely in a worse situation than he was last year. Seattle doesn't have a good offensive line, which Minnesota did. Justin Jefferson's not walking through that door. It's going to be a much different situation. But I do believe. Here's the thing: Clint Kubiak last year. I know it was only a 2-game span, so it could have been a flash in the pan, obviously. But yeah, that offense with the Saints the first 2 weeks was averaging north of 35 points a game. I know, it's only 2 games, but I do think Darnold is more talented than Derek Carr. I think they're closer, in rankings than most people think, and I think Seattle has better offense personnel than the Saints.
Okay, but now there's 2 games.
I know. That's why
I know. I just think that's kind of ridiculous to be they're 2 games, which it was nuts, but no.
Okay. Arizona. We kind of already touched base on Arizona a little. My mic, man. Hello? My mic didn't go out. Unless I muted you.
Hear me now? Okay, my
I can hear
headphones
you.
randomly. That was weird.
Okay,
They disconnect.
So Arizona, we kind of touched base on them a little bit. Kyler, I think this is going to be Kyler's last year there. Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously looking to make that jump. Walter Nolan suffered an injury. They're not sure when he's going to come back.
I didn't see that.
I think that's a pretty, yeah. I believe it's calf injury. Not sure when he's going to come back. They expect him back for week 1, but they do think he's going to miss an extended period of time. I think that's a pretty big issue for Arizona. But yeah, Arizona, I don't really see a lot of talking points other than Kyler needs to be better. Marvin Harrison Jr. is looking to make that leap, and Walter Nolan injury. That's probably the 3 things.
Oh yeah, that's bad. And I don't have high expectations for the Cardinals in any way.
No. Finally, the last division we'll talk about, the NFC North, arguably the best division in football. I probably put them in the AFC West as the top 2 divisions. Lions, they lose both coordinators. Offensive line's kind of in a turnover. They've lost multiple offensive linemen as well. The Bears, Caleb Williams has struggled so far. He had a pretty bad day today. I saw his first 5 passes, 0-5 and 2 interceptions, I think in red zone period.
Yeah.
Vikings, Jason McCarthy, basically a rookie this year starting. And then the Packers, you have Jordan Love. Question marks there. They lost Jair Alexander. I think each of these teams can win the division. Maybe not the Bears, but I also could see any of these teams finishing last in the division outside of the Lions. But I do think it's a wide open division. I can see.
I'm not.
What, you think Lions can finish last?
Bears are not on the same tier with these teams. I think Bears.
I just said anybody. I literally said all these teams except Bears can win the division.
I think Bears are just finishing last. I just think that's what's happening. Again, just because Ben Johnson's getting off coordinator does not make him a great coach. And maybe he turns into a great coach, but I don't know if that happens year 1. I don't love the Bears. I just don't.
I do not like what the Bears did this offseason. They went all in on offense. They need another pass rusher opposite.
I like what they did with the O-line. I like that, but then you're
offensive line's great, but
on a tight end when you already have a good tight end, Kmet's good.
The last 2 years, in the first 2 rounds, they've picked Roma Dunze, Colson Loveland, and Luther Burden as their top 3 picks in those. I don't like
Luther Burden's hurt.
Luther Burden, and he's a smaller receiver. Colson Loveland, I don't like. They have Colt Kmet.
He could be.
I would have gone pass rusher. Like you drafted Roma Dunze last year, I would have gone pass rusher this year.
Yes.
Like they went all in on offense when really. If Caleb Williams is as good as we think he is, he shouldn't need all these weapons.
I like the O-line.
Extended DJ Morris. I do too, and you needed to do that. I'm not going to blame them for that.
Yeah.
But they're drafting the last 2 years, and they had 4 picks last year in the 2024 draft, and they used one of the picks on a punter. I really don't like what the Bears have done the last 2 off seasons.
Yeah, me neither. You didn't really address running back. Running back has value. You just think maybe. I mean, I'm hoping that Kyle Moore, whatever, for our dynasty team, we picked them up.
When did Luther Burden go before Trevion Henderson in the draft?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
They didn't.
No, I think I'm wrong. No, Luke Burden's was 40s. Henderson was like 35. Never mind.
But didn't they have 2 second-round picks? Didn't they have the Panthers' second-round pick? Which would have been the. I saw they had 2 seconds. And I maybe
they drafted an offensive tackle with one from Boston College. They had 3 second-round picks. I think they traded back into the second round as well.
That's right. Or did they trade? Didn't they trade back and the first pick in the second round they traded?
Well, no, they
should trade back into trading back in the second round, trading back into the second round.
No, because their first pick in the second round was the 7th pick. So actually, the Burden was like 39.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, regardless, I did not like what they did in the draft. Caleb Williams seems to be struggling a bit. And it's ironic because defense has always been their culture, and now I think that may be not a weak link because I still think Caleb Williams and the offense need to figure things out, but the defense is not. I think if the Bears are really good this year, it's going to be because of the offense.
Yeah, the defense,
That's
you
why.
didn't get. I mean, they drafted pass rusher end of second round. We'll see. I don't know. We're getting all this hype to Ben Johnson. I don't know if he's a head coach yet. Really good OC. I mean, I think everyone's like, oh. So, I mean, so far Caleb's not looking good. I mean, obviously it's maybe overreacting, but we'll see.
There's always I think it's always
they're gonna finish last in NFC North is my prediction.
It's fair. It's fair. I don't want to get too much into predictions, but that's a fair assessment if that's where you end up when we make our predictions in next month. Vikings. I think this is them and the Bears are probably two of the most compelling teams for me. Like not even in just this division, but in the entire league. I really like the Vikings. I think Vikings have one of the most under the radar loaded rosters in the league.
Oh yeah, maybe the second or third.
The two question marks I have with this team. Obviously, JJ McCarthy. That's a question mark. I don't know.
Yeah.
First year starting, Jordan Addison will probably be suspended the first 3 games. That's an expectation. And then have teams figured out Brian Flores' defense because defense came out on fire, and then the league kind of figured out a bit, and then it kind of started getting points on a regular.
No, that's true.
Those are 2 question marks for me. But obviously, this training camp we're going to be looking at JJ McCarthy and how he's developing. It seems like his favorite target is TJ Hawkinson, which makes sense. Tight ends are usually a rookie quarterback or a quarterback's their first year starter, their best friend, middle of the field, which young quarterbacks, they love throwing in the middle of the field. That's probably the most comfortability spot for them. And JJ McCarthy, his strength is actually in the intermediate game, which is where TJ Hawkinson mostly operates in. So that makes sense. But yeah, for me, JJ McCarthy development and rapport of these receivers is what we are going to pay attention to during training camp.
And they got those 2 interior linemen I like. I mean, if McCarthy's terrible, we'll know. If he's just not going to work in the NFL, we'll know.
Yes.
If they're fighting for the playoffs, it's like, okay, JJ. Sam Darnold almost got the 1 seed. So, but I like the Vikings a lot. I think their roster is really good. I don't know who's winning this division yet. I'll say that. I don't have my pick.
No, to be honest, I've had stuff in mind, but I have not gone fully in for making my predictions. So, yes, the Packers. I said it when they gave him the contract. I still don't know how I feel about Jordan Love. I don't think he's bad. I think he's good. Yeah. But I don't know if he's the superstar quarterback that everybody thought he was. He had 9 really good games that earned him that contract. Other than that, he's been kind of eh.
No, if I'm them, I want by the end of the year, you're in top 10. Get better than Jared Goff, please, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Because the thing is, I know they don't have a top tier receiver, and I do think Golden's had a really good camp so far. I know it's only been 3 days.
Yeah, I hope he's great.
He's actually the one receiver that they have everybody that's, if you listen to coaches, they say he's the smoothest player they've seen. He has great hands, which goes back to college. Everybody thought he had great hands, and he's very athletic and very fast. So in the open field, Matthew Golden, there is a chance he becomes a bona fide wide receiver 1 pretty early on, I think. Because this wide receiver room I think it's wide. It's way more open than I think people are.
No, yeah, I think it's wide open. I think the Packers are a better Seattle.
Really?
I think
yeah. I don't really get that because the offensive line, I think it's
okay. But in terms of the, not stylistically, but they don't really have these superstars. Do you like Rashawn Gary a lot? Rashawn Gary's pretty good, but is he a top 10 pass rusher? I could probably find 10.
Is Jacobs a top? So are we talking about top?
Jacobs 10? Is better than Kenneth Walker. Jacobs probably top 10.
No. I'm not comparing those two. But you're saying superstar. I think Jacobs is a top 10 running back.
Yeah, but also he's probably 7 or 8 or 9.
I would categorize that as a star. Here's my main concern for Green Bay.
But they just don't have a superstar. I don't think they have a superstar.
No. And my main concern is 1, Jordan Love's consistency. And 2, their defensive backfield.
McKinley's actually top 5 safety. I'll give him that.
No. He's good. He's good. But they lost Jair Alexander.
Yeah.
Who's Stokes, injuries. really he got drafted really high because of his 40 time. I think he ran like a 4.29 or something like that. But he hasn't been really able to stay healthy on the field. That's the main concerns. But yeah, in terms of training camp storylines, Jordan Love's rapport with Matthew Golden is probably the top one for me. And so far it's been good. And that's not just because we have Matthew Golden on our team.
If Jordan Love, if he improves and have a whole consistent 17 games, that completely changes their story.
Oh, for sure.
I think Packers is just law about Jordan Love.
I am worried about that defense, though. Just in general, that's one thing that kind of gets
that Evan Williams guy, their other safety, was like in the running for D-Roy for a little bit. But yeah, I don't love their
Luke
corners.
Van Ness, that was a whiff.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't draft much defense. They drafted defense late, but not until the 4th round.
Yeah. So defense is definitely a concern for me, but I'm gonna keep tabs on Matthew Golden, and not just because he's on our dynasty team. I actually think he's very good, which is interesting because entering the draft I wasn't too high on Matthew Golden, but then after watching like some film and all that, I do think most of his shortcomings in college was because of Quinn Ewers. That's just because Quinn Ewers I just think is bad, not a good quarterback. So I do think Matthew Golden has a chance to be really good, especially in Green Bay. Last thing we'll talk about, we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but the Detroit Lions, they won the division last year. They won 15 games last year. Had injuries all over the field. Terry Arnold's already hurt. He suffered a strained calf yesterday during practice. So that's kind of not, I won't say a huge deal, but I would say it's something. Offensive line, their win total now is at 10.5, which I think is pretty
like over.
Really?
Yes, they lost so many people last year.
Yeah, they also lost coaches.
I think the players are getting.
Jared Goff may be the top quarterback if we had to rank quarterbacks like in this category. Quarterbacks that are, how do I phrase this? They go as far as their offensive line goes, and that's a poor way of phrasing it. But I do think he is the quarterback in the league that needs the offensive line the most out of any quarterback.
I mean, here's the thing where I think you're over-exaggerating about this offensive line. But you're over-exaggerating about this offensive line a lot. They still have 2 really good tackles. That's huge. And then,
but one way to throw off Goff is getting pressure off the middle. And their interior offensive line is not going to be the same.
I mean, it may not be the same. It'd still be good. I mean, they drafted the Georgia guy who everyone liked, Ratledge. If he's solid, then you have 3 good linemen. I don't think the lineman thing's a big deal. And
I still made it.
They made Dan Skipper a good lineman. He out of nowhere. He played for I feel fine. I feel fine about the line.
What's the top storyline to watch for them this training camp then? If there is one. Maybe one of these teams where
I don't even know. They're just they have storylines.
I guess Aiden Hutchinson, how he's coming along from his recovery.
I mean, he's going to be great. Aiden Hutchinson's a stud.
No, I have him as defense player of the year before you got hurt.
No, yeah, that was a good call, and he was going to win it easy. And they also lost McNeil last year. I mean, they lost everyone.
They had a lot of injuries. I just think losing both your coordinators is somewhat.
It hurts, but I feel like they were prepared because this was supposed to happen 2 years ago. You don't think they prepared for this? I bet they were prepared. That's just my gut feeling. I like Dan Campbell. I still like the offensive line. I mean, you have good quarterback, best running back duo in football. You still have a wide receiver 1, a wide receiver 2, a good tight end. I mean, let's see if this the rookie they drafted, the physical freak who hasn't performed well. Let's see if he turns into something. I still like the Lions a lot.
No, I still may have to win this division. I'm just saying, I think they may be teetering on that 10. I think they could win 10 games. They could win 12.
I feel like they're winning 11 pretty easily. Their defense was really good last year.
This division is going to be so hard to I'm going to bet on divisions this year. Last year, I was like, okay, Lions, I'm locking that in. That's pretty. That was one of my first legs I would put in a parlay. I don't know what I'm going to do this year. It's very tough. But I think all these teams also have pretty big question marks. And maybe you don't have Lions as big question marks, but Packers, I think, have pretty big question marks.
Everyone they have question marks. It's not like I'm oh, they're perfect. But I honestly think this is. I just don't think that Love is going to take this huge step. I think he can get better, but I don't think it's going to be this huge step. To me, this is really a two-division race to win the division. Two-team race to win division.
Yeah.
I think it's still,
Vikings,
but the
Lions.
other team, I still think it's Lions Vikings.
It's fair enough. I don't want to get too much into it because we still have to predict these divisions. I don't want to spoil stuff, but I just don't know. I was kind of low on JJ McCarthy initially out of college, anyways, and now I just don't know what who knows? I think it really hinges on how good he is, and I'm not saying because the thing is the system could elevate him. Like for me, I think the system in Green Bay has kind of elevated Jordan Love. That's just me.
I mean, yeah, but it's also Jordan Love's not thrown to great receivers at the same time.
No, I know. But Minnesota.
But he's also his number one receiver has been Jaden Reed. So how much is it truly elevating him if he's not throwing to a single star?
Yeah, but the system can get receivers open.
Okay, yes, but the system, star receivers also have an impact on your stats, and we're like, has it elevated him that much? He's like a quarterback 15. I don't think it's elevated him that much.
Maybe not.
How good is the system even truly?
I think it's good.
It's good, but it's not like top 2 system.
I think it's good.
I don't think it's like this insane system. Like Rodgers had a really good year once. You know, also top 3 talented quarterback of all time. And then you know what happened? Rodgers took a step back. The system wasn't elevating him the same. So I don't know how truly good the system is.
So McCarthy, that's the other thing. McCarthy's. I just don't know how good he's going to be. And like in college, he really never played through any adversity. I just don't know.
Adversity.
Michigan was always.
Yeah, but he played title games,
and he wasn't asked to throw. And he wasn't asked to throw a lot. They were running the ball.
Adversity. He had some adversity. He played in big games and won the title. It wasn't like they killed everyone by 50 in the playoff.
I'm saying when I say adversity, of course it's going. But I mean consistently. Throughout the season, there was not a lot of until the playoffs.
No, there wasn't a ton, but okay, a lot of quarterbacks have that.
And he wasn't asked to do a lot either. He was throwing 23 times a game.
I know, but I don't think that means I don't know if he's going to be good, but that doesn't mean everything.
What are the odds for I think it's Lions plus 145. I want to say Minnesota's plus
Lions plus 155, Packers 250, Vikings 270, Bears 550.
Okay, so those odds must have moved because Vikings, I swear the other day was plus 300 when we were talking about.
I mean, yeah, they're going to move a lot.
So Lions, Vikings, 2 teams. I think that's a fair assessment, to be honest with you. Even though I think if Green Bay plays their full potential, I think they could win a division. But definitely interesting. Anything else you want to talk about before we end today's episode?
No, I think that covers it all, brother.
All right. Well, that will do it for this week's episode. We will be back next week. I know first preseason games on Thursday, or at least Hall of Fame games, so we may have some more to talk about, more news around the league in general next week. But until then, make sure to subscribe to the channel and also follow it on Spotify.
Peace.